Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with the beautiful, lovely, sometimes she's been known to make this man a sandwich, wife of mine, light of my life, Yanzi Lynn.
Hi.
And today is the day we're taking a stroll through the dumpster fire, which is comic book Twitter, as everybody cries and rees over the new king, which is Elon Musk. So here we go. It's a fresh, hot dumpster fire over in Twitterville as Elon Musk has what is going on? He owns Twitter now, or what?
So this is what Elon Musk, how he's rejoicing. He's like, yes! And this is what he wants for Twitter. Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy. And Twitter is a digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the products with new features, making the algorithm open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans, i.e. no more bots. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. So, if you look at this statement here, pretty reasonable. You want to make it open source to increase trust. That's great. People can say, oh, there's all this weird, the algorithms, like maybe I'm being ghosted on Twitter. People can't find me and all this stuff. No more spam bots. That's great too. Authenticating all humans, some people say that's actually a violation of their privacy. But then again, it's like, but don't you want a bot-free platform? Don't you want a platform where when you're talking to somebody that's a real human being and not some Russian bot or whatever? So I'm not really seeing a problem with this statement. But of course, people have to say Elon Musk's vision of free speech will be bad for Twitter. Because when they say free speech, they mean, oh my gosh, he's going to let people like Trump back on. He's going to allow all the Yazis and all the people to spread COVID misinformation and all that stuff. It's like, well, see, free speech is not about canceling things that you disagree with.
Right.
Free speech is letting people have the option and the ability to say what they say. And if they're wrong, then naturally the information is going to get, weeded out when better information comes along. So,
well, and this is the way of the SJW. I don't mean to interrupt, but first, let me sum it up really simple. SJWs want to say whatever they want, and they want to cancel what they don't want to hear. And that's not how free speech works. Free speech, sometimes the price of free speech is hearing things that you don't like. But it's a two-way street. You're able to say things that maybe other people don't like. And this is something that SJWs, they don't understand. And they want the ability to partake in cancel culture and cancel people for things they say. Things that, people butting heads. People historically refusing to go dead naming or accepting pronouns, things like this. They want to cancel people over. And if they can't cancel you off Twitter, they actually want to cancel your employment for these things. So that is not free speech. And honestly, the more Twitter feeds into this type of behavior, the more it trickles into other things in life, like people losing their jobs or, being kicked off TV shows like Gina Carano with Cara Dune, things like that. And Twitter, believe it or not, has that big of an influence on culture that the things they get away with in Twitter, they start to think that's just how life works. And that's not the case.
No, Twitter is really just a microcosm of all these. So it's just a case of the like finding the like. You find an opinion, you get together with other people who share the opinion, it becomes an echo chamber. And somehow you think that you are like a big segment of the world, and somehow, no, not really. First of all, Twitter is like the number 10th position when it comes to popularity of social media. So they're not even that important. So when you want to say things like, oh, free speech is bad when the other side has it, then that's not free speech, is it?
But how does this affect comics? Well, comic Twitter, they're wanting to go back to MySpace. They're already gone. Like, they're packing a bag. This is funny, and I first have to point out is a lot of these people practice in cancel culture. A lot of these people have their on toast historically, just out and saying like Kenneth Roquefort can't work at Valiant anymore. He can't draw covers at Valiant anymore because he's associating with these people. I mean, she publicly tried to cancel him in front of everybody. And that was just word on the street. Nobody hired Kenneth Roquefort. This is ironic that, again, I hate to use the metaphor, rats jumping ship. Why are they doing it? Are they going to lose their Twitter? No. If they abuse the rules in terms of service of Twitter, sure. But the thing is they know Twitter's probably going to let people on, like, say, Donald Trump, and they're going to let a lot of people on that have been canceled in the past on Twitter. If it's free speech, this echo chamber thing, blockchain, all of this, I don't know if all that's going to come undone.
Actually, I think blockchain might probably come back even more in vogue, and they'll be like, oh, well, we must block all these discerning opinions. And then they'll be even more convinced that their opinion is the right one. So kind of dangerous, actually. Maybe Elon Musk should make it impossible for, the blockchain thing to work. And when we say blockchain, we don't mean NFT, we mean, the people mass blocking on Twitter. So let's look at another one of our favorite usual suspects. Max Bisaggio goes, well, I guess Twitter is cancelled. Maybe for you, but see, here's their language again. Cancelled. I'm canceling Twitter because how dare Elon Musk buy and make free speech a priority for this platform?
And here's the big joke about it is some of these people very delusioned. They think they're so powerful and that their Twitter voice is so big in the pop culture icon because they've been handed pop culture characters, characters people know around the world. People line up in movies to see. They have on their backpacks, their lunch boxes, their t-shirts, the comic books, and they think they're that important. It went to their head. They think they have some sort of like grasp. They think they are that important that they can protest, that they're threatening to leave Twitter if Elon Musk gets this. Now, this is hilarious to me. I hope this is true that they leave, all of them, and some haven't. We're going to get to it because they've invested so much of they've invested more time and energy in their Twitter feed than they do the actual comic books they write. And if they're just going to burn up their Twitter and let their follower, just get out, it's hilarious.
Ooh.
Because that's years and years of probably the hardest work they've ever done is their Twitter feed. And which is ironic because nobody's buying their Twitter feed. That, the comics that they write are shit and they have shit sells. And they tear down the industry, but at the same time, this energy put into Twitter, and you're just going to up and leave because a new owner. It's hilarious.
But I'll tell you what's hilarious though. These are probably all the exact same people. Back say 6 years ago, they were all like, "Well, if Trump wins, I'm gonna go move to Canada." Probably all the same people actually.
Right. And what we got here, Mark Brooks. Well, it's been fun, everybody. Has it really? Mark?
Well, Mark was the one that wasn't he basically first saying that Comicsgate is valid too as a form of comic fandom, and then everyone
Right.
dogpiled him, and suddenly he decided, oh my gosh, I must virtue signal, and
Now he must make fun of even you, Yanzi Lin. Like, what do you call you?
I think he called me, strangely angry or something like that. And I must say that is some very weird projection, Mark, because I don't really waste time being angry at people like you. I'm more like confused. It's like, why are you obsessing over us? Like, go do your own original crowdfunded comics, Mark. Go, shoot.
Yeah, these guys are worst of the worst. They're like, they are trolls. That's the thing. Twitter did allow a lot of trolling.
Well, let's look at an example of somebody, though, who very recently actually did the whole, if Trump became president, I'm moving to Canada, and he really did do that. So Eric Larson says, the day Elon Musk buys Twitter is the day I delete my account and leave Twitter. Nothing good can come from Elon Musk buying Twitter. So he's talking about free speech was maliciously altered to the freedom to lie. Yeah, free speech basically means that you can say anything. Now, whether there are consequences, maybe, if you decide to say something really ridiculous, consequences. But the fact is that free speech means that you are allowed to air your opinion no matter how unpopular they are. That's the point of free speech. So did Eric Larson follow up? Well, by golly, he did. He really is Twitter.
See, I almost respect this in a way because unlike everybody else, he talked the talk, he walked the walk, he did what he said. But I'm going to point out he was needing to leave anyways. They were coming for him. Eric Larson recently just said, hey, don't expect me to buy Riri Williams Iron Man when I like Tony Stark Iron Man. And he got dogpiled by SJWs. They were saying like, what? You're a racist? You're an ist? You're a feminist? What? You were not going to buy the minute the character isn't a straight white male, you're not going to buy it anymore? And he was like, no, I have an investment in this character. Basically, that's what he was saying. I have an investment in Tony Stark. I have an investment in Bruce Wayne. Don't expect me to keep buying the book if you're just going to swap out the character. Like it doesn't matter who's Batman. Like it doesn't matter who's Iron Man. That was his point. It is a valid point.
The irony is that Eric Larson, when he first tweeted it, so this was the original tweet. For some reason, the conventional wisdom at Marvel and DC is to have new characters, assume the identities of all characters. But if I'm a fan of Iron Man, I'm absolutely not buying your shitty new Iron Man. I want it to flop so that old Iron Man can return. So this tweet he had to delete because the SJWs were just piling on him. He deleted a couple of days later. He came up with a slightly more nuanced tweet, but people were still like, "Oh, does that mean you do not like a black woman being Iron Man?"
And then he eventually came out and said, like, hey, the original sin of the comic book company is all the characters were straight white men. Like, he basically then came back and rebound. Now, this is him taking a knee to the SJWs and everything, but they're still coming for him because in the end, the problem is with Eric Larson is he is a straight white man. It doesn't matter what he says anymore. He's been marked. And he is also one of the founders of Image Comics, which is being uprooted and torn apart by a union that wants to pick the creators and govern who can and can't be published through them. And eventually you're the problem because you can't represent the company you built, Eric Larson, because you are a straight white man. And then in your own words, this comic industry built off the original sin of straight white men. That's what he's having to say. Now, him leaving Twitter, you don't understand. He's in the crosshairs. I don't think it's because of Elon Musk. I think it's just because it's the right thing to do. Recently, I think it was yesterday, he started taking shots at Ethan Van Sciver for a Cyberfrog cover that he paid homage to, an original Eric Larson cover that he had drawn for Cyberfrog. He took shots at him just because it would look good to SJWs if he was bitching about a cover that's probably over a year old. He was a year late to calling it a swipe when it was actually an homage. And now this was again trying to appease comic Twitter and get SJWs not to cancel him. And this is where he's at right now. Now, maybe him just leaving Twitter altogether is the best thing. You know, at least he's not being attacked by SJWs. But that's still, none of this matters. They're coming for Eric Larson. Mind you, this is happening. This is the attitude that Twitter bred in the American comic book industry. Now, not on purpose. Twitter doesn't care about comics, but the rules, what people can get away with on Twitter, the vacuum they build, the echo chamber they build, it really built a type of mindset of canceling living human beings, or what people can do they have permission to draw or write this character? If you don't agree with this character, then you're a phobe. The small amount of characters that you're able to type on Twitter actually kind of leads and corrals people into just typing insults, because you can't really make a long point. You just have to go out there and say F you, or call somebody a ist or a phobe or whatever. I mean, Twitter really has had an influence, probably for the worse, just on the way people interact with one another. That's my thoughts. Look down below. Leave me a comment. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And also, Inglorious Rex is hitting 260. It's going to happen. It's at $259,000, 561, less than $540 away. That's like $440, $439. I'm doing math as we speak. $439 to hit a smooth 260. Extra pages will be added in the book. The link to the campaign is down below. Please consider backing this book, and everybody gets extra pages. And I'll leave you guys with the trailer for Inglorious Red.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the game. Can't control me. I got the power.